So the first thing it said, bring them to Jesus, right? Let the little children, bring them to me. So there's something that we're doing on our part. It's not like let's hope that they come to Jesus, but we're bringing them to Jesus. So how do you bring a little kid to Jesus, you ask yourself? What do? Well, you bring them to church, right? That's one easy thing. You bring them to our small groups that are going on. You pray at dinner. You, when they're going to sleep, you pray for them when they go to sleep. You ask them if there's any friends that they want to pray for at their school or family. Just little things that, do something to the psyche of the young children to say, ooh, there's some sort of something going on here with God and prayer and a communication. And so what you're doing is you're bringing them to Jesus. It's kind of fun with Josiah. I'll refer to him a lot. He came running into our room one time and he said, I'm seeing things. I always said, well, ask Jesus to help. And he goes, I did, but nothing happened. And I said, okay, I'll come tuck you in. But you understand, the thing is, he's playing with these concepts and ideas. I prayed, but I still thought I saw something. That's okay. We do the same thing, right? We pray and we still think we see things. Or we pray and nothing's happening like we hoped it would happen. That's okay. We teach them through these times. So that's how you bring them to Jesus. There's another saying, Jesus said, let them come. Let them use their imaginations when it comes to God. Let them come to God in the simplicity of the nature, how they come. I was watching a bit of a show last night with Chi and the kids called Tokoru. Is that how you Japanese people? It's a cartoon. Tokoru. Tokora. Huh? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that word. Yes, I was watching it. And it was just these kids, and the Tokoru is this funny animal thingy, kind of cute. Yeah, he laughed and stuff. And only the kids could see them. Only the kids. The parents could feel the effects of the Tokoru, like the wind. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Most of us English people have no idea, so it's okay. It's just Japanese. But the thing is, the children could see this animal because of their simplicity of their faith, because of their imaginations, because of their openness. But the adults could not. But they could feel the effects when the Tokoru went by. The children were on his wings and he was flying. You know what the parent felt? Just the wind. You see what I'm saying? So there's an aspect of let the children come to Jesus with their imagination, with their imaginations, with their simplicity of faith. And then another one says, do not hinder them. Think about this for a moment. Do not hinder the children from coming to Jesus. How do we hinder them? You ever thought about that? How do we hinder the children from coming to Jesus? By our attitudes. One, right? Don't bother me right now. I'm trying to worship. In English we say the stink eye. When the kids or the mother are bothering you, you look like, love you, Jesus. I worship. You see, how we deal with our children, with our attitudes, really affects them. So it's very, very important to have good attitudes. You know what I always do when I see the parents and with the children? I say, hi, Mom and Dad, then I get on one knee and I scare the kid. I mean, I try to be nice, of course, but usually they look at me like, whoa, what's this dude getting on his knees? Holy smokes. Is he okay, Mom? They're like, he's okay. Weird, Pastor. Wait, he's okay. But, the point is to get on my knees because I want to connect with the kid. Because they're important too. I'm not just trying to get the parent to come to church and know Jesus, but I want the child to know, say, hi, I see you too. You're not invisible. Hello. And then they kind of look at you weird, giggle, hide, all the things. But they know, hey, they're treated as a person. So with our attitudes, we don't want to hinder the children from coming to Jesus. I'm a pastor, right? When they leave this church and sometime they grow up, they're going to think, wow, the pastor looked at me, acknowledged me, I was there. He's a little weird, but that's okay. At least he said hello. And it's very important to kids. They're not complicated, folks. Our examples. We teach our kids a lot of hypocrisy. Do you realize that? Do what I say, not what I do. We've just taught our kids how to be a hypocrite. Don't do what I do, do what I say. Okay, let's put on the mask. I'm Batman now, not Bruce Wayne. Hello, Clark Kent. What's up, Peter Parker? You see what I'm saying? So don't say, do what I say, not what I do. Say, oops, I made a mistake. I really don't want to do that, son. Try not to do what I'm doing right now because I'm trying not to do it myself. There's an aspect of honesty, of upfrontness, and kids are very forgiving if you know them. You do so many things, they can just overlook. So remember this. Do not hinder them from coming to Jesus. Very, very important. And be there for your kids. Now, every one of you here, whether you have a kid or not, I'm considering the VX kids our kids. Now, I know Josiah's my kid and I'm responsible, but we're all here. We all want to be here for our kids. The workers right now, they're going to ask questions in that place that I'm not going to be able to answer, am I? Because somebody else is going to be answering those questions. So we need to be there for our kids. Josiah comes home sometimes. Oh, Dad, I had a hard day at school. Really? Yeah. Girls were chasing me. Touching my hair. I'm one of the only blondies, Dad, in school. I don't know if you know that. Everybody else got dark hair but me. I said, oh, that's a hard day. I said, boy, you're going to be loving it when you're in high school. No, I don't say that, actually. But, the point of it is your kid has to have a refuge. And when your child comes home from school, he has to be able to be excited to come home. And, just sit back and relax. And know, this is my house. This is where I can relax. This is where I can be comfortable. This is where I can be who I am. I love Josiah. He walks in the house, takes off his shoes. We're trying to get him to take them off outside because there's sand, but nevertheless, he always takes off his shoes somewhere. Takes off his socks, takes off his shirts, plops down in front of the TV, and is waiting for homework time. But it's how he relaxes. You see, we have to have a place where our kids can come home and it can be safe, not tense. When I came home as a child, you understand, it was the worst thing ever. I got to go home now. Man. Manipulation was happening in the household. Everybody was vying for something in the household, and I had to go home. And it wasn't an exciting place to go home to. It was a burden. I walked right on home. I said, I hope I can get through that front door and to my room and close that door before anybody knows I'm there. Not a good thing to have in our kids. And we take the same principles here with the church. When they come, we want them to be excited about coming. Why? Because church should be a nice place to come.